Okay, third time trying this video. So we're looking at how plants respond to their environment, and how they respond to light is a little bit easier for you to see, especially that little like 37-second video where if it's during the day, the plant stems will bend so that the plant is facing towards the window to get the sun's light. And if it's night, they're bending a little bit inwards towards the light in the room. They need light to live. So outside in nature, plants, they just grow up towards the sun. So growing towards light, that's not really that terrible to see, and it kind of makes sense. But how they respond to gravity really is something that we don't typically get to see. If your mom or grandma, aunt, whoever, if they have a garden, typically when they put seeds in the dirt, they cover it with soil, they water it, and you don't see anything until, the little seedling pops through the soil and it starts to grow. But when we did seeds, when we had the lima bean seeds and we broke them open to see what was inside, and I put one, I was going to say planted, but I didn't plant anything. I put one in a Ziploc bag with a wet paper towel, and I put it in the window. So while we were gone over spring break, it has definitely germinated or grown a ton. So it's not a full grown plant, but it is obviously it's come out of the seed. So it's not a seed, it's a seedling. So this is what this looks like, okay? If you can see where I'm horrible, where all the little roots are, that's where the seed coat was keeping everything. I'm going to see if I can lay it down and make this make sense. Like right here was where everything was inside of the seed, okay, where the embryo was. And if you can see, if I just hold this upright, because I had just taped it up facing outwards in the window, the roots, some of them are up, but then a lot of them have turned down. So roots will always grow downwards, and that's what I'm talking about. How one reason how they respond to gravity is it doesn't matter if you plant a seed upside down, the roots will always turn themselves and grow downwards. That's their job. So you can also see that this thing that's like kind of moving around, floating around, that was the seed coat. So normally if it's in the dirt, it gets absorbed into the soil, it breaks down, and there's nowhere for it to go right now because it's in a plastic bag. But you can also see, if this is where the seed coat was, the seed stem has bent itself so that it is growing up towards the top of the bag. It's not growing sideways. It's not growing down. It has turned itself down here, and you can see it's like a little curve. It has turned itself so that it's going to grow up towards the top of the bag. So there is water inside the bag. It's condensation because the paper towel was wet. And as it's been hot over spring break, the paper towel just there's nowhere for the water to go. It's not going to be able to fully evaporate yet. So it just holds like condensation, little tiny water droplets, and the plant uses that water to continue to grow. So all of these, they're just leaves, okay? I don't know, this one's kind of thick, but I think it's maybe just a leaf. I think it's just a leaf. So I think maybe this was what was under the seed coat too, because that one's a lot harder than these are. Interesting. But I'm just trying to get you to see that the roots will always grow down and the stem will curve itself. It's always going to grow up towards the light, whether that light is in a window, whether the light is the light in a bedroom or a room, or it's the sun outside. It's always going to continue to turn up, to grow up. So stems grow up and roots grow down.